High school cheer tryouts are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week in the gym at Savannah High School from 4 to 6 p.m.
I want to try out for cheer because it's fun and you get to meet a lot of new people.
On Thursday, the girls had their mock tryouts to see what they needed to fix for the actual tryouts on Friday.
I think I'm going to go do pretty good during cheer tryouts because I have my half, and that'll get me more points.
There are 30 people trying out for cheer, and 6 of them are 8th graders. I'm Ben.
And I'm Mackenzie. And we're signing off.
Is water wet?
I do not think water is wet because it makes stuff wet and because we asked Mr. Phillips and he said it wasn't.
Yes, water is wet because when you go into a pool, your clothes are all wet or your swim trunks are wet.
Water is wet.
No, it's not.
Because if you touch it, you get wet. So it's wet water, period. The end. Because water makes things wet.
Water is wet because, dang it. When you stick your hand in there and pull out, it's going to be soaking wet.
Water is not wet because it is not on a surface, and if you can take it off a surface and dry it off, it would be wet.
Because wet is not water.
Water is not wet because something has to be dry before it can be wet.
Water is wet because it's hydrogen and oxygen can be humid, and humid means moisture, and moisture makes you wet.
I think water is wet because it's water and that's what gets things wet.
So yes, I think water is wet. That has to do with the way the molecules in the phase of liquid move. Molecules aren't attached strongly to each other and they're not all like they are in gases. In liquids, the molecules move around each other. That slidey feel that you feel when you touch something that's wet, that's the molecules sliding out from under your skin. So, yep, water's wet.
Okay, water is not wet, it's viscous. If you get water on you, then you turn wet. Just like if you put water on vegetables, then it turns wet. But water isn't wet. There. And guess what, Ethan?
On March 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I went to the Arnold Sports Festival in Columbus, Ohio. There is a meet and greet, an Arnold Sports Festival Expo, and a Kids and Teens Fitness Expo. This year was the 30th anniversary. This 4-day event consists of many competitions and activities. The event is hosted by Jim Lorimer and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Think about this. This girl is squatting 400 pounds, stepping on into the next.
The Arnold Sports Festival brings in more competitors than the Olympics. Many stars were even at the event. Stars like Mark Henry, Patrick Schwarzenegger, Matt Eisman, and Ronda Rousey were at the event.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt Eisman, host of American Ninja Warrior. But more importantly, you may know me as the winner of the most recent season of The Celebrity Apprentice, which means the man who I get to call boss is the man without whom none of this would be possible, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't think you heard me. He's right back there. If you don't start cheering, he'll tell me to get to the chopper.
Samples and supplements are given over all 4 days. This is what you get in just 1 day. There are 65 events, 18,000 athletes, and 175,000 visitors each year. I'm Jade, and I'm on Kai Green's Instagram.
it's time to sit back and unwind with these school puns.
So who's the leader of the classroom, you might ask? Well, my answer is the ruler. What do us witches like most about school?
Spelling.
Cackle, cackle.
Why was the broom late for school? Because he overslept.
In other news, the Energizer Bunny was arrested and he has been charged with battery.
The guy who bought too much graphene paper didn't know where to draw the line.
I bought a donkey. Just see if I can get a kick out of it.
The numbers 10 to 10 is 2 in 10. What? That makes no sense. I don't even get it.
Oh my gosh, it is 2 in 10s.
Oh?
It's 2 in 10s. 2 in 10s. Why'd the kid eat his homework? Because it was a piece of cake.
No, you need to stop.
Well, guys, we better book it.
Guys, Carson, he did it! He did it! He's done it! He did it! He did it! Oh my gosh! Hi, I'm Jade, and I'm here with
Carson.
So, where did you go, Carson?
I went to the Missouri State Stucco Convention in Lebanon, Missouri.
Wow. So, in Lebanon, Missouri, what did you guys do?
We had several keynote speakers that were very, very awesome. And we did a couple workshops where we helped make blankets for premature children in the NICUs.
So, how long did this last?
It lasted 3 days.
And who was with you while you were doing this stuff?
It was me, Gage Ritchie, Hunter Wilmus, Natalie Whipple, Cameron Heiger, Grace Barton, and Miss Dreyer took us.
Wow. So, what did you get while you were there?
I won the most outstanding middle school Stucco member award for the state.
How did you get that, and what did you do to earn that?
I filled out a application that was then sent with a letter of recommendation. I then had to be interviewed while I was at state.
I'm Jade, and water was around when the dinosaurs were, and it still is. I like water.
Don't Rock the Boat was performed Friday, Saturday, and Monday. The cast faced many difficulties in preparing for the performance.
There was a lot of ice, and we also started a week later, so that also didn't help us. A lot of people were sick, so we had to reblock it.
The cast worked hard to get the play done and even came to a practice on a Saturday.
The cast overcame these difficulties by working very hard and remembering their lines.
In the end, the cast was very proud of how their performances went.
We did really good in the play, even though we had some bumps in the road, but overall we did really well.
I'm Caroline. And I'm Maya, and we were in the play.
You know what are the worst moments?
Awkward moments. Here are some of the worst.
I wasn't waving at you, I was waving at Grace. Thank you, Grace. Man, Grace, track practice was so hard last night. I had to stay after and work on high jump. It was terrible, and it really sucked. Grace?
Next Thursday, March 22nd, there will be an SMS choir concert. This concert is a Broadway theme.
This concert isn't like any of their others because of many challenges that they have been facing.
The biggest challenge in choir doing a musical is that there's like a lot of things that we have to learn, and the songs are like really long, like 30 pages.
Some of the students were in charge of the choreography, and we had our snow day happen, and snow days, but students are working really hard to prepare and to be ready for their concert next week.
They are doing a Broadway Nights concert to keep the tradition of doing one every spring.
Broadway has played a huge role in American history of music, and so this is a way that students get to be exposed to a lot of American music history.